Okay, now I'm going to show you the zero knowledge trivia, Rivia game that I built with Alio and Nor. So first, I guess let me start with Alio because it takes longer. Okay, so I click like start game where you input like your Alio address and view key. And okay, so start game. And then so let's look at what the Alio code we have. Well, Leo code. Okay. So basically, uh when you hit like start game, and then what it's like hitting a backend endpoint that uh, basically creates a new set of questions. Okay, double click this, also click that. Okay, so yeah, once you hit like hit new, and then it's just like randomly generate a set of like simple trivia quiz. Basically, I just like hard code this for demo purpose for now. Okay, so once you get those prompt and options and answers, and basically because like Leo hasn't really support string yet, so basically I just like hash the string to number, and then like use that as a field input type, and then pass this in, and then do system call like to call the new quiz transition on the trivia the Alio code. So okay, this is the trivia the Alio code, and then we have like struct question. It's basically just like a prompt, and then four options, and which one is the answer. So answer should be like either one of like these four options. And the quiz is basically for now I just like constrain that like each trivia quiz have like three questions. And then again like similar to Wordle, we have like quiz states server view and quiz state like player view. So the server can see the okay, so the server can see the actual answer because like it's having a quiz struct, and then but the player can only see the current prompt and option that he or she is supposed to answer. Okay, and let's see if it's finished. Okay, not yet. Okay, and then so for once the backend like hit the do system call with SnarkOS and call this like new quiz transition, what it does is basically it just like construct the quiz object, and then like construct the quiz state server view and player view. So initially like and also like the quiz ID is just like hash the quiz struct. So initially the question answer is like index 0 and then score like start with 0. And what the players see will be like the prompt and options from the first question. Okay, and I think like yeah, that is why like I want user to like just pass in the view key here because that um, the backend can use that to help the server just decrypt the prompt and option like get that to the player. But I guess like yeah, like the backend can actually just like return the prompt and option to player, or like in the future like if ADO is like become more mature, then I guess the player can just like do that itself. Like the server can just like return transaction ID to the client, and the client can just like interact with ADO node using his or her view key like by itself without going through server. But anyway, okay. So now like we have like the question and the prompt, well the prompt and the options, and then let's say the client actually is smart, he or she knows the answer. So when the client like when the player, I would say client, I don't know why, but when the player like hit select an option and then check answer, what it does is it's calling another backend endpoint that's where it is, okay, another backend endpoint that's basically answer the question. And basically what it does is basically it's calling the answer question Alio function. And then okay, for this transition, basically it's just like checking, okay, yeah, it is basically just like checking whether the answer, whether the guess that player choose is correct. And then so it takes in a quiz state server view. So server is calling this transition so that like this transition function like knows like where we are in the quiz. And then it just like check like if the question to answer is like the first question, it check whether the guess is correct, and then basically just like set the answer to the last question to the actual answer, and then also like just like update the prompt and option to the second question, and same for like if it's answering like the second question. So yeah, and then after that, basically, it's returning a quiz state player view that has the updated prompt options like for the next question and also the answer to the last question, and also the yeah, and also like forgot to mention like the player can actually like see the quiz ID, which is a hash of the quiz like state, and the quiz state is like quiz state like server view, and then okay, I guess, oh, actually no. So yeah, okay, yeah, it's a hash of the quiz, and because the quiz contains the question and answer. Yeah, a quiz just contains the question, and each question is like this, so it won't change throughout the game. So the client can like use this to verify that hey, the server just it doesn't like do sketchy thing by like changing the question or changing the answer or whatnot. So yeah, and then yeah, the players see the question answer and then like his or her, okay, and see like the answer. Yeah, well, see his or her own guess to make sure that the server is actually um, like calculating the score correctly, and then it also see the next prompt and option, and also like see the answer to the last question, and also like see its own score. Okay, cool. And then okay, not yet done. Okay, and I guess I should also mention like the backend is actually doing, yeah, I think here is also doing some like regular expression thing, and the reason is because like yeah, the output from Alio is just like looks something like this, and it's not JSON, so I just like parse it by yeah, I think I grab the, yeah, what do I grab here? Okay, let me see. Question answer, scores. Oh, okay. So basically, I think okay, I just like grab the score and question to answer from like the Alio output, and then use that. So basically, I have the game like logic in Leo code, and then I'm like grabbing the output from the record, like and use that and return that to the player. But yeah, like I still grab like, yeah, I save a copy of like the answer. Well, yeah, the answer prompts and options like here, like on server side, so that I can like return that as string to client. Okay, and then okay, next smallest town in the world, Australia, and again we check, and then okay, I guess like going forward, you just have to bear with me to finish these three question. Um, okay, what else? Okay, yeah. So yeah, and for new creating a new quiz, yeah. So the server is doing all that, and then yeah, it's oh yeah, okay. So oh, and there's one bug in Snark OS. So basically, the output from Snark OS is like when it has like nested object. I don't know, like it will just like have one extra curly brace like here, 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 and here, and that would like just screw things up if I just like save the output record from like this command and like try to pass that in to the answer question, like things would just not work. So what I do here is actually I use some replace. I just like replace that with like what with whatever like makes things work. So yeah, I think I removed like this extra like curly brace like twice. But yeah, that's like just some one thing that's like I do to deal with the bug in Snark OS. Yep. And yeah, so but basically, okay, so yeah, here actually we are actually returning the execution ID back to the player, so that the player can actually I just like check like the progress if he or she wants, um, and using like his or her own like view key. But like yeah, again like now I'm like running a local like Alio Snark OS, and then if like the client just have a browser, then like he or she is probably not really able to like do system call from there. So yeah, now I'm just like doing through backend. Okay. And let me see. And yeah, same thing here. Yeah, I'm like again like using some. Well, yeah, again like that bug like still exists like server view, and then yeah, I'm just like using like regular expression to like parse through, the question to answer, and then the score. Okay, and then I return that to the like player. So yeah, okay, and okay, hasn't done. Yeah, okay. So Alio is actually taking some time, and let me see if I can just start again with Nor. So for Nor, let me see. Yeah, if I start again with Nor, okay. So yeah, Nor is going to like go through things faster, and okay, now we actually have this, and So I actually don't know the answer to this question, so let me just like guess random one. And as we can see, like at the answer is actually the first one. Okay, and then yeah, so for Nor, playing with Nor, so once you like hit create game, then yeah, it's hitting like a backend endpoint that basically again like create a quiz, a new quiz like the same like simple trivia quiz, and then basically what it does is again like calculate a answer hash. Okay, I guess actually talk about like the trivia like Nor like circuit. Okay, so this is the Nor code for trivia. And okay, so what it has is like it takes input like an insert hash and a inserts a array. Basically, it's just like you hash like string to number, and it's like an array of number that represent the answers. And options like four options for each question, two question total. So we have like 12 numbers, so an array of 12 numbers as options. And guess is like what player guess like for each of the three question, and then the score. Okay, so you can see like only the answer is private and others are public, and then you can see like basically since like we are passing in well the proof will contain a public answer hash, and like the player can just like check that to make sure that like the server hasn't like changed the answer, and also like um we are like the the server just doesn't cheat by like somehow altering the answer. Yep. And so basically what it does is it's actually just like calculating the score that the player should get based on like his or her guess. So I think just checking like for each question, I just like hard coded here. Like if the guess is correct, then the answer found should be oh actually first I confirmed that out of the 12 option, like at least one of the option for each question like correspond to the answer. So yeah, like for the first four option, like one of them should be answer, like 4 to 8, like one of them should be answer, and so on and so forth. So like this option should contains like three answers like from here, and yeah, I just like constrain that, and then now I confirm that the score is actually correct, and finally I check that the answer hash like match. Okay, and then so yeah, so basically okay, now see, okay, it hasn't finished. Okay, so let me continue with like the Nor trivia. So yeah, I create a new quiz, and then it's also calculate that answer hash and store that, and also like it pass that back to client so that the player can keep track of like the answer hash, and then yeah, it's basically also like pass the prompts and option back of the first question to the player. Okay, and then once the players start to guess, okay, actually now the Alio one just finished. So yeah, we have like two questions right, and yeah, I guess I didn't show you like how the player get feedback. So yeah, I guess I can actually just like show you how this like play out. So if I click like Mars, actually the answer is Venus, so it's not correct. And then okay, this one's Australia, and then yeah, we got it. And then finally the answer is Steven Spielberg. Okay, and then now when you like found like click like check answer, like it's going to like submit the proof to the smart contract, Nor smart contract verifier. So basically to give you a big picture, like Alio, we are playing this like on chain, like every interaction like is actually calling a transition function and to produce a record for like both server and clients. And I guess like yeah, you can like actually maybe in the end just like put everything in one transaction, like, and then like try to do it all at once so that you don't have to like have the long waiting like in between like answering each question. And then for yeah, I think that's what I did for the Nor one. So basically I just like play it out, and then finally I just like have like um the three guesses, and then pass that into the Nor um circuit. Where's Nor circuit? Yeah, the Nor circuit, and verify like the whole quiz, the validity of like the whole quiz all at once. And then yeah. So okay, let me just finish the Nor answer question. Okay, so basically we take the player guess, and then we are actually calculating the player's score. Here, yeah, and pass that to back to player, and then so for if it is not the last question, then we just like respond to player what's the next prompt and what's the next set of options, and also like to respond to the player what is his or her own score, and also like to tell him or her like the correct answer to the last question. And finally, if it is the last question, then we do the same thing. We calculate player score, and then also we keep a copy of like the player guesses, like the guess from player for each question, and then eventually like we use that to compute the proof. So the proof is comprised of like answer hash answers, like an array of answers, and options, and also like the guess from players, and then also the score. So basically we generate this proof, and then once the client have the proof, again like the client is just going to use that proof to, where is it? Yeah, the client just going to use that proof to basically submit the proof to the smart contract verifier, the trivia verifier, and then to make sure that the server just like doesn't cheat. So yeah, that's basically the idea here. And yeah, it also like checks that like again like the proof just contains like the answer hash, like, and the answer hash like from the initial the answer hash that the player gets when he or she creates again. So yeah, and then also like I guess the player should also check about the options and guess like thing is actually present in the proof and the score. But yeah, I just like haven't implemented that. But yeah, the again I think the idea here is just that for NOR, if you have like public input value, and this will show up in the proof, and then so like as a player I can just like check that and to make sure that like, hey, the server is actually using like these public input and like some like private answer, and to actually calculate like my final score, and the final score is actually correct. So yeah, this is about the ZK trivia game for both Aleo and NOR, and yeah, that's it.